How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Prison Architect. I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit fed up of these guys right here just sort of chilling in the water just to the right of our protective custody prison. They've been here for a really long time, so I'm just gonna do something like this to hopefully get them out of there, hopefully get them moving, hopefully get them over to, they're still not, I mean, we need to build this part, so maybe that's why they're not moving. But I've seen some comments talking about this. There we go. Basically, that can cause some issues with deliveries and people coming and going and boats being weird. I don't know if that's going to fix anything, but they've been annoying me, and now they're not going to be annoying me, so that's a bit of a win. And just while we're talking about and while we're near the protective custody prison, Cogmania pointed out in the comments of the last episode that I forgot to mark this yard as an actual yard. You're completely right. We have now done that. These guys now have a yard, and hopefully they're going to be a little bit happier for it because they had been complaining about wanting to exercise, which is something they weren't able to do. So hopefully this will keep all of these guys in their beautiful green outfits, nice and happy, and also in shape, so that when they decide to break out, they can, you know, have a better chance of doing that, I guess. And then sticking with the comments for just another moment, Roxas Soul pointed out that we still kind of need a commissary for our medium security prisoners. And I was thinking that this right here might actually make for a really, really good shop space. I mean, it's a pretty big space, but my thinking is if we search for shop in here, we can get these shop fronts and we can sort of put them just on this wall up here. I want to make sure they're the right way around, which they now are, but we could do, I guess, a little something like this. I know that's offset, but we could get ourselves, I guess, just a regular door, which is right here. We'll put it right about there. And if we go into objects and we search again for shop, we can do just a bunch of tables. We do need tables for the space, so we'll go for the small ones since I think they're kind of neat. I guess we'll do a little something like that should be fine. I don't know if we need too many tables. Maybe we could put some sort of down here as well. And then we will need some shop shelves. So how big are these things? They're actually pretty big. Let's just dot them through here. A little bit like this, I guess. We'll leave just a bunch of space in here. Do I have room to... Oh, I totally have room to get more in the middle. There we go. Okay, that's going to be our medium security shop. Although it will need some decent flooring, which I think in this case can maybe be, I want to say some brown carpet, because that seemed kind of fun. I am going to keep this staff door down here as well, because I figure if I need staff to get in there, they can now do that, or they can continue to do that. And for deployment, we do want to make this available to medium security prisoners. And we will want to say that maybe during work hours, which we're doing, we want to have 2 guards in there because I have a theory, if we look at logistics, yeah, we can get 11 prisoners into this space. So we'll go ahead and get that sorted out, which is absolutely fantastic. And that should mean that not only do we make a little bit of money from the medium security commissary, our medium security inmates will now have a source of legally acquired luxury goods, which is going to be fantastic. I'm also realizing they probably want lights in here. So we'll run some power cables in, a little something like that. We can go ahead and do a light here, and we'll just sort of put them next to all of the shelves as well. I want to say that's probably enough. I might dot some just on the sides as well, just to really brighten the place up a little bit. That just seems like it would be a pretty solid idea. We'll make sure that's all a priority as well. We have all of the shop goods coming in as well, which I love. So this should be good. This should work out. This should be a great addition to brown carpet. It's a choice. That was a choice that I made, and I'm gonna stand by it because it looks, I mean, the pattern's nice. It's very 90s, or maybe very 80s. I never quite know. I was raised by my grandparents, so their sort of interior design was a lot of patterned carpets and like borders on the wallpaper and stuff like that. It still is. My gran, every time she brings up the idea of decorating a bedroom, it's, oh, we could We could put up some wallpaper and get a nice border, and I have to explain, and I understand it, but I feel like, and I might be wrong, maybe they're coming back into fashion, but I'm pretty sure borders, and by that I mean in like the middle. So the wallpaper at the top is like one thing, it's like a plain white. Then you have this little strip in the middle, it's like a decorative fancy design on a separate piece of wallpaper. And then at the bottom is another either pattern or color of wallpaper. If you don't, this has nothing to do with Prison Architect, but I've gotten started on this, and if it's not obvious, there's 32 years of pent-up frustration with wallpaper borders and wallpaper for interior design. I don't like it. I would much rather just, here's my thing, right? Here's where I'm at. I'm gonna fix this tunnel while I'm ranting here, and then we will move on, I promise. Here's how I look at interior design. I'm much more a fan of using solid colors as a feature, and I can demonstrate that over here. So let's pretend that this was a house. It would be like sort of off-white, kind of slightly silvery gray walls with one wall that's yellow as a feature color. I think that's cool. I wouldn't necessarily do this in a house, but that's how I would do it. You just paint the wall. And then if you want designs and accents and details, you put up pictures, you get plants, you get a cool looking light fixture. Oh, the room's very white and gray. Okay, get a bright red sofa. Maybe the door's gonna be bright red. The coffee table could have like little plants on it for color, and that's how I want to do it. But, it's been a long 32 years. Anyway, oh man. I need to play The Sims. Well, actually, no, Paralives is out in like 8 weeks, so I'll play that. Anyway, moving on. So I want to try a little something down on this island that might be a terrible idea. It might work out. I really don't know, but I want to, I think I've talked about this before. I want to create essentially an admin island with a whole bunch of helipads and a whole bunch of docks. And then we have one reception where all of our inmates come in. We have all of our offices down here. We can have all of our deliveries and exports and storage down here, which will free up some space around here. We don't need these offices. We don't need this storage. We don't need all of this stuff. We just have it all go through this one island. Now, obviously, this might slow down a few things here and there because we are now going to have a situation where if I want to build something up in this corner, because I'll be getting rid of these docks. That's the thing. I want to get rid of those. I want to get rid of these ones, and I want to have it all go through this island. So it's going to slow things down a little bit, but it should have a centralized spot for everything that I want to do. So the way in which I'm going to try and make this happen is by, I like the shape of the island, but I'm gonna need just a nice big sort of square kind of thing here. I kind of need that to be square because that's where we're gonna put all of our docks. And so this is gonna come down to, I guess, about there, and that should be okay. I'm gonna need a way to come out of here just a little bit. This is sort of where our bridge connection is gonna go. In fact, I'm gonna bring this down until it lines up with this island, which it doesn't really do perfectly, but we can kind of make this work. Because what I think I can get away with is just building out a little bit more of this island. We don't need to go too crazy with kind of building this out, but we can have just a little bit that kind of sticks out here, and that's where my bridge connection can go. So we'll start to bring it, kind of taper this in a little bit, and I can just fill in all that space, and that should work out. That should look okay once we get the bridge in there and we get all that design in there. This is going to be a lot of work. But I'm determined to make this work. And I guess what I should also do is get myself a door. This is going to be an admin island, so we could use staff doors. I don't think I want to use staff doors on my perimeter wall, though. Let's just use regular jail doors. And I'm going to do what I did in the protective custody thing with 2 regular jail doors that kind of open in the middle. I think that's kind of cool. I think that's kind of neat. So that's kind of my idea. When it comes to flooring out here, we'll do our usual thing. We can do I guess, how do I want to do this? Now that I think about it, we'll do like a little perimeter thing here that can go around our running track, because I like having this little bit of differentiation between the running track and the rest of the place. We'll go down to about here. We will put our usual wooden docks around this entire thing to sort of make it look like a bridge, and that's probably fine for now. Okay, so slight change of plan. I decided to bring this edge of the island back just a little bit so we would actually have room for the boats to come in over here, and I think what we go ahead and do is just place as many of these docks as I can get across here, which is going to look... Oh, it looks ridiculous. That was really quick. I was not expecting it to just do it automatically, but there we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boat docks. That's pretty good. I don't love the idea that we'll have people coming down there, but sure, that's fine. We can ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. We can figure that out. Let's get rid of those tunnels right there, and there is a tunnel right there that we need to get rid of as well. Now, how do I want to go about this? Because I realize if we don't have one sort of central dock, I can't really make this work. I'd like to... Wait, hold on. Do we have one there? Is that a dock, or is it this one? I think we only have 7, which is actually potentially perfect, because that would give us one dock that is just right in the middle. Yeah, we do. We have one here, so we have 7. This is our middle dock. So what we'll do is use planning mode and basically just sort of go out this way, and this will give me sort of a main kind of backbone of this entire island, and we can build off of this. So obviously, we're going to need to surround some of this space in some walls. So I think we go about 11 here, and I think, are those ones being canceled? They might be. Hold on a second. Can I make sure that these boat docks, oh no, they're not. Let's just prioritize those to make sure that they do actually get installed. And then I guess we need to figure out where everything else is going to go, because I don't necessarily want to put my garbage and my exports and my deliveries out in this space. What I think I'd rather do is have some separate rooms for all of that stuff. Now, the idea is that we're bringing the garbage and deliveries and exports from the entire set of islands down here. So I want to say this is probably enough for garbage. That's probably fine. I don't imagine we're going to need that much room for exports. And I would also imagine that we can maybe stay on top of it. I mean, sometimes we do end up with, we have a lot of logs, but that's not going to be a permanent thing. I want to say that this might be enough room for exports. We might want to go a little bit bigger. And then for deliveries. Now, deliveries is an interesting one because technically a lot of that stuff will get moved into storage if it doesn't get picked up for construction. So I want to say this can be our deliveries room. And then we're going to need, maybe we double that size for exports just to be safe. And then storage could sort of be down here. Now this is, what is that, 14 by, oh, it's 13 down there. Okay, can we go to 14? We totally can. Let's do something like, I don't know, 14 by 20 for now for storage. That's probably enough room. And then we kind of go through, I guess, you know, thinking about this, I do need a reception somewhere because we do need somewhere that's going to process all of our prisoners. So they'll be escorted through this corridor. Do I maybe want to make it so that we have some space around these rooms here, and then some doors at the end of this open area, so that my staff, my workers, will kind of go around these rooms, whereas the prisoners go through the middle? I think that is what I'd like to do. I think that's a much more interesting idea. So let's try a little something here. What distance is this? That was 14. Okay. Let me go 14 on this side as well, which now gives us a combined distance of 30. I don't know if we need to go that big now that I think about it. That's maybe a little bit unnecessary. Let's just do 20 by 20. I think that'll be okay. So 20 by 20 here. I want to come in and do a little smaller room here, and that's kind of what I want the reception to be. I want it to be this room here. I want it to be surrounded by corridors so that no one needs to go through the reception unless they're going to the reception. And I guess this space could be... I was going to say we get rid of it, but maybe we do things like staff rooms or a staff room and maybe a staff canteen in here. We would need a kitchen for that as well, but I think we can make that work. We'll say that we have maybe a teeny tiny little staff room, say, there. We can have our kitchen here and a staff canteen here, which then connects out to an outer corridor that's used by staff to kind of get around the place. That should totally work, actually. I think this will be good. Okay, so this is starting to come together, but I've had a bit of an idea, and that is that we could maybe build a restaurant down here and let my prisoners work down here. That might be a weird thing to do, but there are some rooms in here like the restaurant, and I think there's maybe one other, but this will serve civilian customers. This is somewhere that we send prisoners to cook and experience customer service. The bakery is the other one. We could build a restaurant and a bakery down here and potentially let some prisoners come down to work in this space, which would mean that maybe some of these rooms get swapped out from storage or garbage or exports to something else. We do have space up here that could be good for storage, garbage, exports, etc., etc. I'm not sure if we urgently need to do that, though. So I think for the time being, what I'll do is stick to my initial idea, but I might be on to a little something here. I'm also realizing we are going to need some staff bathrooms, so we'll do 5 of them right about there. We'll do 5 of them just down here as well. And something I'm really trying to do with this space is make sure that we have these corridors on the outside that staff can go through, so that really the only people going through the middle will be visitors and prisoners, and that'll hopefully work out. That'll hopefully be a good thing. We will need some utility spaces as well. So I'm kind of looking at this space and thinking a little 5 by 5 would give me 3 by 3 on the inside. That gives me 4. So I want to do a little 7 by 7. This can be for our water, I guess. And I suppose we could do 7 by 7 again for power, and we'll just fill that room because it's going to have the power generator in the middle with capacitors around it, but that should be totally okay. We will need no, we don't need hot water, do we? We're not doing cells. We're not doing showers. We might end up needing it for a kitchen, though, now that I think about it. So yes, we will do a little sort of hot water thing, which I guess could just go in this room. We'll just offset the water pump itself. We'll put the hot water over to one side. It'll be fine. We can totally do this. This is also done, so I can now put in my planning for this little corridor that goes down and around there. This is all to be constructed still, but this is pretty good. We have a bunch of office space in here, which will be accessible from this corridor here. We have hopefully got a good thing here. I can't think of anything I'm missing that staff would urgently need. We have room for a staff room, a kitchen, a staff canteen. We don't have a classroom down here, which might be an idea, because I could move a lot of my staff teaching and training into that classroom. So maybe we do a little 9 by 9. What distance is this? So that was 14. I can't really do something that's an even size there. So let's just do that for now. 9 by 14 should be fine. Maybe 9 by 8, or maybe just that. No, we'll do 9 by 8. And that'll be a little classroom that we can set up for educating my staff, and that should be pretty good. We can move all staff education down into that space. Oh, now look at this. It's starting to come together. I've got no idea if it's actually going to work, and I realize I haven't really zoned or placed or figured out where I'm going to place a bunch of helipads, but I'm kind of looking at this space up in the top left and thinking that might be a good spot for them. I guess we'll find out. But I like this a lot. I think it's pretty great. We do have to run a bunch of electrical cable to get all of the lights up and going. We do have a bunch of walls that still need to go in for all of the offices and staff bathrooms. Obviously, we then need to run the plumbing for all of those things as well as the kitchen. There's still a lot to do, but we do have deliveries up and going. We have exports, we have garbage. All of these boat docks are connected still to all of the other delivery and garbage and export sites, but eventually I'm hoping I'm hoping we can get rid of all of those, and I'm hoping we can do some good things. I did get the staff room up and going because I figured it would be a good idea to let my staff down here rest without having to cross the entire sort of archipelago that we have going on. But this is good. This is looking pretty cool. So while the pipe's being installed, it's probably a good time to get to work on this kitchen. And I think what we'll do is just have our kitchen sink, I want to say right about there. I want to see if I can put some fridges kind of across here. We'll do 2 cookers, and I think that should be enough. We could do some tall fridges too. Those are kind of cool. I don't know if they're as effective. I don't know. I really have no idea. I mean, they're the same price. We could just get more of them in here. I think we'll leave it be. I think it'll be all right. Although I'm slightly tempted to get rid of this fridge and put a recycling bin in there. But you know what? We'll put recycling bins in the canteen. It'll be okay. Let's go ahead and actually get the canteen done as well. I think what we do is serving table and serving table right about there. I think we do a recycling bin down in this corner. And I might go for these oak tables just because they're kind of fancy and they're kind of interesting looking. Not really too sure how many of these I can get in here, because I do sort of want to leave a bit of a gap between all of the benches and all of the tables. And doing it this way, we really don't have that much space, which is kind of unfortunate. So let's just see if I can do it any different way and have any kind of better layout. I suppose this table being bigger than the rest is not exactly ideal. You know what? Maybe we do stick with just regular dining tables. That's probably the way to go. I could also sort of double these up, I guess, and that gives me a decent little bit of space. We are going to be a little bit cramped down here at the bottom, but I think I'm okay with that, and I think we can work with that. So something a little bit like this. We can do the same here in the middle. We can do the same up here as well, and that should be fine for the staff canteen. It's not going to be the most luxurious, but it'll do the job, and that's kind of what I need it to do. We'll also go into staff, and I think we'll hire 1, 2, 3 cooks. I think we go to deployment. I think we want to assign some cooks and basically just have 3 in here at pretty much all times to make sure that my staff are going to be nice and happy. Now, it is worth pointing out, I'm not expecting my staff to come down here all the time. I don't know if we need cooks in here overnight either, but we'll do it anyway. I'm not really expecting my staff to be only going to this canteen. But at the very least, I do want to have this here because my workers will probably be spending a lot of time down in this general area. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. I also need to go and get a storage room, which is going to live right about here. And I'm pretty sure workers do like to hang out in the storage rooms. So that's going to be a good thing to have. I guess we can go and get our reception set up as well, which is going to be right about there. We could set up a general visitor reception down here as well, now that I think about it, and then just let them sort of go to whichever visitation space they want to go to. But I think for now, this is probably fine. I don't want to get too carried away with this. Now, we do need desks. I think we go fancy on the desks. That seems like a pretty solid idea. I think we'll do some swivel chairs just like so. And I think we'll do, I guess, a bunch of tables, just a little something like this as well. Seems like kind of a fun layout. We could do some tables kind of at the back as well, kind of lining those walls, just so we have a lot of room for all the uniforms that are going to be in here. We could do some small tables just to sort of fill up more of the space and make it look a little bit busier. And I think that'll be fine for our reception. I think that'll sort of work. We will need some flooring underneath that, but I'm not really in any major rush to make that happen. I do, however, want to get these offices over here. So this one is going to be our template. We will want to do some flooring in here, which I think is going to be, I want to say blue. I think blue is a good color for an office carpet. Oh, and I've totally realized we do need a security room in here as well, because I'm going to do a bunch of door servos. So we will get a door control system. We will need a fancy desk. We'll give them a nice fancy office chair as well. We'll do a filing cabinet right about there. And that's going to be about everything we need for that security space, which I think is going to have a nice red carpet just to be a little bit different. We can also go into our clone tool, and then I would like to just copy and paste all of these offices across here. I think that's going to be just a fantastic idea. I am missing the filing cabinet, which is really annoying, actually. So I'm going to have to place that manually, but we can totally make that happen. If we go in here, we want to get our hands on the, where is the fancy filing cabinet? It is, you know what? It doesn't matter. Let's just search for fancy. There it is. Let's get this installed in all of these offices as well. You know, I think we might just about have everything here that we need, which is really exciting. So now I'm going to do something that might be stupid. I'm going to start to dismantle. I'm going to have to clear connections and all of these as well, but I'm going to try and dismantle all of the existing docks so that we can hopefully, very big hopefully, move everything around a little bit. I want to get rid of these rooms here. I want to get rid of this storage room. We'll figure out helicopters shortly, I guess. We want to come over here and clear out deliveries. We want to clear out exports and garbage. We want to clear out storage here as well. Honestly, storage is something that might actually be worth having in multiple places. But just for now, I want to try this and I want to see if this can work. Because if we can move everything down here, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be something worth trying. So let's see, what can I connect you to? There is no delivery area linked to this guy. That's fine. We can go ahead and connect that one. And that seems fine. What are you all connected to? You're connected to that reception. Oh, no. I don't think so. I want this reception connected to all of these. There we go. So now we can have everybody come in that way. That also means we can get rid of this reception because we don't really need it. And so in theory, we should only be seeing prisoners come in via these docks or via a bunch of helicopters. And that's got some potential, I guess. It could be interesting. I don't know if it will be, but we have some visitors coming through. That is a staff only corridor, but I guess sure, they can go that way. So I suppose now is as good a time as any to figure out where all of the helicopter pads or the helipads are going to be going. So these guys are, they're pretty decent size. That's looking like it's what, 7 by 7 per pad. So if we go out here and we decide we want to do a little 7 by 7 pad for each of these, we would be starting right about there. That'll be 1. And I guess what we'll do is maybe try and leave. I should probably use planning mode for this, huh? That would make a lot more sense if we use planning mode. Let's do a little 7 by 7 here. We'll leave a gap of 2 between them because I think that's going to look a little bit more interesting. And what I'm realizing is, I don't know where this is going to connect to because deliveries come in via this, but so do prisoners. So we might need a little connection down through here that kind of creates, we'll figure this out. I have a couple of ideas for how we can do this. We need another 7 by 7 just over here and another 7 by 7 just over here. So that's what, 5 helipads? Arguably, I could do another one just down here and another one right here. I think I'm okay with that. It's a bit of a, it's a lot. It's going to be a relatively busy area, but I think I'm okay with that. I would like to get just some walls out and around this entire thing. I think that's going to be important. So we'll prioritize building those. And I think the way I'm going to try and make this work, again, if we use planning mode, is we have a little corridor here. We can put a door, I suppose, in this space and this space, and this can be a little shared corridor that prisoners can come through to go to reception and then sort of continue on to wherever they need to go. That seems like a pretty solid idea. Now, what we can also do, and I realize I actually need just a little bit more sand here to make that happen, is this. We should be able to get some walls out there, no problem though, so we can go up and around just like so. And I think that looks fine. I mean, yes, we're going to have some extra space down here that we're not doing anything with, but I think that's all right, and I think we can make that work. So let's do concrete tiles underneath each of the helipads, just so we have a nice solid base for them, I suppose. We'll get them into all of those little 7x7 spaces there. I would like to do some perimeter walls here, which means a lot of those trees are, well, all of those trees are going to have to go away. So let me just make it a priority to dismantle all of those, I suppose. We'll prioritize kind of everything in that corner. And you know, as silly as this looks, I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of neat. That's a lot of visitors coming in on a lot of boats right there. It's kind of cool. I'm also sort of thinking that the best thing we can do now is clear connections here and dismiss that vehicle. We can go over to here. We want to clear connections completely and clear connections, and then again, dismiss some vehicles. And the hope here is that with a little bit of time, assuming no other helicopters come in, we should, and I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, so this is something that kind of keeps happening, is because there is a bit of a tailback of helicopters that are due to land on some of these pads. We can dismantle this one. We can dismantle this one. This one actually might be good to go as well. It absolutely is. That seems good. Oh my God. Why do we have so many maximum security prisoners? Why do we have 305 prisoners? How did this happen? What? Oh my God. Where are you going? We don't have a reception up there, buddy. Where? What are you doing? Wait, what are what are they doing? Guys? Oh, no, they're going back. Okay, they've realized their mistake. Oh my God. This is really bad. Why do we have 25 maximum security? We are not supposed to. We don't have. We have a capacity of 224. We do not have maximum security open. It is closed. It is unavailable. Why are we bringing them in here? Why? Approve all of them. Let them all move. Let them all transfer. I don't care where they go. We don't have room for them. Sentence adjustments. We can extend their sentence. That is fine. If we look at our policy, the minimum security guys do not ever have a security upgrade. These guys never have a security upgrade. I don't understand how this has happened. How does this happen? I genuinely don't know. I don't know what to do now. I mean, look, this is sort of working. All of these guys have been brought in. They're gradually being taken over to whatever part of the prison they need to go to. So in theory, this is fine. In the sense that, oh my God, there's 129 medium security. We have room for 90 of those. There's 146 minimum. We have room for 121 of those. In theory, this is fine because they will get filtered through. Do I just maybe build a holding cell? Oh no. This is so bad. This is genuinely a big problem. Right. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm going to clear out some offices here, which is going to move all of these employees to any other available office, which I think is going to be up this way for some of them. These rooms are also going to be going, so it's nice that we have these offices, but we don't really need them here, so those can go too. And then over this way, sort of the same story, these offices can go away, which should mean that all of my staff are gradually coming down this way, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and if I'm not looking at having other offices elsewhere. But this is good. This will move everybody down into this sort of admin space. I don't know what to do about this. It's a whole thing that's happened here. I don't love it. I don't understand how it's happened. I genuinely do not know what we do about this. Also, I'm gonna say that I probably don't have enough guards. Oh no, there's apparently like 29 that are available. Oh no, we are still escorting them. I guess this is the downside, right? We need a lot of guards that can grab these guys and put them in their cells, which in itself is gonna be a really long process. So let's go up to like 140 guards. Not that I'm gonna need 140 guards all the time, but at least for now, it's gonna help sort of filter these guys through. I don't know. I mean, look, realistically, what we do about this is we build a maximum security prison, and that will at least solve some of the problem. I don't understand how intake for this prison is so broken. And it has been for ages. I have seen a couple of comments saying that it's caused by this and it's caused by that and it's caused by the other. And I know that there's potentially some fixes by editing the save file itself, and I might get around to doing that because this is getting a little bit ridiculous. I will say, just on Prison Architect itself, I love this game. I'm having a blast with this game. I'm so excited to be playing this game again. But I will say, and I don't imagine this will be particularly controversial, I really wish like Paradox would kind of put someone back on this game for 6 months. And I'm really disappointed that they haven't done that. I love Paradox. I have worked with Paradox on a lot of different things, from Stellaris to City Skylines and City Skylines 2 and everything in between. I have had a great relationship and hopefully continue to have a great relationship with Paradox. But I'm really, really disappointed that there are so many bugs in Prison Architect that just have not been addressed. And there are bugs that are caused by updates that their teams made, or whatever studio it is made. There are bugs that were introduced by certain DLCs. There are parts of certain DLCs that don't work because of game-breaking bugs. I wish they'd fix those things. And I know, I don't imagine that it's an easy, simple task. I don't mean to imply that it's a simple fix. Why are you in there? I just wish it was a thing. I don't know how this happened, but there we go. I just wish that there were like, just give a team 6 months, Prison Architects, just fix some stuff. It would be it'd be kind of great. I know Prison Architect 2 is apparently still on the horizon, but come on. This one's great. It just needs a little mwah, just a little bit of that, Just a little mwah, right to the right to the tuchus. Maybe not the tuchus. Maybe probably not, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I think what I'm gonna try and do, I was gonna move to wrap things up a little bit here for today, but we have some problems that we kind of need to figure out. So I think we're gonna need to build some holding cells for the minimum security prison and the medium security prison. And I'm gonna go with medium security first because we have this space up here that's not really being used for anything, and I want to say this could potentially be a holding cell. Now, what I would like to do is move this door servo and move this door so that they're in that spot. so that we can just go and dismantle this door completely. And I'd like to prioritize doing that so that I can put a large orange jail door right about here and turn this room into a holding cell that we can hopefully put all of those extra medium security prisoners into. Whether or not it works, I don't know. We'll find out, but I'm hoping it does. There's the door gone, so we'll put that right about there. We'll go to rooms. We'll go to holding cell. I'm going to pause while I do this because I don't want anything messing up while I do this. We will go to deployment. We will say that this is medium security only, and we'll see how that goes. Once that gets moved around, that does let us set this entire corridor as medium security only. This as well, I guess, can be medium security only. I don't think it hurts. Is this still connected to that servo? It is not, so we will get that done. And then for a holding cell, we need toilets. It needs to have, it needs to be enclosed as well. So can I get some toilets in this space? I guess I can. I don't necessarily love the layout. What if we did this and this, and we did, I guess, just a wall sort of like that, I guess, would be kind of the layout. I don't love that either. Is there any decent way that I can do some toilets in here? I could do that, which is a bit weird. I don't know. I mean, I feel like having 3 toilets in here is going to be good. I don't love that it doesn't line up with this wall, but I kind of feel like 3 toilets is going to be necessary, so we're going to do that. We are going to give them bunk beds because it's a holding cell. It's not going to be the most comfortable thing in the world, unfortunately. I also don't love that layout either, so we'll put the bunk beds down at this end of things because I can get them right from wall to wall. They are going to need to have a bench, which in this case, I'm going to give them, I guess, an oak bench and an oak bench. Is there anything I can put in a holding cell that's going to make it a little bit better? A phone booth can go in here. We could do showers. We'll do some showers, I suppose. We'll put some drains underneath that as well. We could give them, I guess, some books if I really wanted to. I'm going to give them some phones, and I think we'll see how that plays out. Now, we will, of course, need to bring some water into all of this space. So we'll do some small pipes just here. We will do some hot water pipes that go, I guess, a little something like this. And we'll kind of loop this up to about there to make sure we do have hot water in that space. And that will be our holding cell. There's not really enough room for everybody in there, but it'll hopefully be okay. It'll hopefully work out. And wouldn't you know, because the deployment reset, we have a bunch of guards bringing a bunch of prisoners over here that really shouldn't be coming over here, which is not exactly ideal, but it's not the end of the world. Let's do a few more bunk beds in here just to make sure we do have enough beds for most of the prisoners once we clear out the ones that shouldn't necessarily be in here. That looks okay, though. I think we can work with that. When it comes to this space, though, I'm not really too sure what to do with it. Now, we did have a holding cell in here at one point. I guess maybe we convert these offices into a holding cell. That seems like a weird choice, but I want to say it's doable. Oh, no. Seriously? You've been here for 5 minutes. Oh, he was a snitch. Oh. Oh, man. Got some guards in there quickly. Oh, my God. There's 2 people dead now. Okay, we're getting the guards beat up as well. Can we... This is awful. Okay, we'll deal with, we'll look into some confidential informants momentarily. I want to get this holding cell sorted out first. So dismantle everything in there as quickly as we possibly can. When it comes to doors, we're going to do a large gray jail door. I want to say there. And that'll be the entrance to our holding cell. And that'll be perfectly fine. In terms of flooring in here, we're going to go for our usual mosaic tiles, because I think that makes sense. 3 radiators is probably a bit much. We'll maybe dismantle one of those, 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those. We'll dismantle 1 of those. In fact, we're going to dismantle all of them because I realize it would be probably a better idea to extend this entire room down into this entire space. That would be the sensible option here. So let's, again, prioritize taking out all of those walls. We'll take out that door as well. We will need to, again, go ahead and extend our mosaic tiles into all of this space as the bits of wall come out. And that looks fine. I think we can work with that. That seems like a decently sized holding cell, I guess. It's not ideal that we even need this, but it's all right. Deployment-wise, it is going to be MinSec only. This will be MinSec only, but access only. And sure, that'll be... I can't believe I even have to do this, but it'll be okay. Okay, there. Ooh, let's try that again. There we go. Autosave every single time. Every game I play, the autosave just kicks in the second I start talking again. But there we go. We have ourselves a holding cell down here for our minimum security prison. How are there 3 deaths now? Oh my God. Seriously? I don't even understand why the maximum security guys are in here. I don't know how we managed to move all of them in here so quickly, but you know what? Guards are gonna be, I'm gonna be assigning guards to this space just at all times. That's what we're doing. It's nonstop. All day, every day, there will be guards assigned to that holding cell because I'm getting sick of this already. This isn't even my fault. I don't believe I did anything here. I don't believe this is on me. It might be, but this is ridiculous. This is beyond ridiculous. We also have a bunch of cells down here that really desperately need the tunnels. Oh my God, there's so many tunnels around here. That's kind of wild. Do we have any tunnels down this way? For once, it doesn't look like it. Okay. I mean, this seems like progress, right? This seems like we're getting somewhere. There's thankfully no prisoners in here, which is great. We don't have any on the way, which is also great. So, aside from the obvious problem that's still ongoing, we're doing all right, I suppose. And I guess now is as good a time as any to go to intelligence, go to informants, and we don't have as many as we used to, but we can activate all of them and maybe get an idea of what exactly is going on in here. We do have another potential CI right there, though, so we will absolutely recruit you, which is great. And if we have a bit of a look, do we have any targets? I guess most of my guards are probably busy moving prisoners around instead of grabbing the CIs right now, which is fine. I can be patient. I just need to find anyone that's a snitch or ex-law enforcement or an ex-prison guard or any of, all of the above would be even worse for their safety. And then we can move them into protective custody and everything should be fine. We also have another potential CI right here. Don't mind if I do. He's in a gang? Okay. Fair enough. Oh, in saying that, hold on a minute. We can see right here, we do have ex-law enforcement. We can see that without needing to get the CIs involved. Who out of all of you is ex-law enforcement? I mean, I can't tell. Oh, that one. Let's move you to protective custody as well. Let's see, that is already a confidential informant. I don't think we've moved any of them into the security rooms yet. I think my guards might still be busy. Aha. Oh, well, never mind. That's unfortunate. You're a snitch, so you're going to protective custody too. And down this way, we have another... Which one of you is the snitch here? It's kind of hard to tell. That one. So you are off to protective custody. I don't know if I have enough room for all of these, but we'll figure it out. We'll send you over that way, and we'll send you over that way. I think the rest of them we've already got, so I think we're good. I genuinely don't know. We have capacity for 13. We have now 11. So yes, we have room for 2 more protected. How did this happen? Actually, you know what? They're in a boxing ring. I think I understand how that happened. Oh, I really shouldn't be surprised that they're fighting again, should I? We're not feeding them. We're not we're not doing anything with these guys, right? They don't get sleep. They don't get food. They don't get exercise. They don't get recreation. They don't get luxuries. They don't get anything because they don't have anything assigned. So I guess if I was to do custom sector, then we do MedSec and MaxSec. We can let them go to that yard, and I think that's okay. We can let them go to that canteen, and I think that's okay. And we can let them go to Fight Club, and I think that's okay. And I might even say that we'll let them share solitary, because that's probably not a bad idea. We will need to, I guess, designate some of this space as accessible to both groups as well. But doing this, I guess we can put them in there as well. That should be okay. I don't want maximum oh boy, what's going on here? Are they still fighting? No, we're good. I don't want maximum security prisoners in here, but at the very least, we can let them into, not necessarily down here, but we can let them into this corridor so they can get to that yard. We can let them go to the shop. We can let them go to the canteen. We can sort of let them get around a little bit, get some luxuries, whatever it might be. I don't know what you guys are doing down here, and I don't necessarily love that you're just hanging out. That has me a bit worried. But this will hopefully mean that they're a little bit more relaxed and that they can at least serve their time without, well, hopefully without too much more in the way of major incidents. I don't like mixing the different custodies here, but that's probably, what is, how? Where did you even get out? Or did he just make he probably just made a run from here, right? That's most likely what's happened. You know what? I mean, credit where it's due. Are you stuck? Have you been stuck this entire time? Okay, get out of here. Just get you out of there. Yeah, credit where it's due. You know, that he managed to do that. Let's just assign some guards to this space and the holding cell at pretty much all times. Not that I think we have any minimum security inmates in this holding cell anymore. I think we're okay not doing this, but it seems like it would be a bit of an idea just for a bit of added security, you know? And you know, I've just realized that technically I will want to match the maximum security punishments with medium security so that we have all of the same policies. I think that's probably a good idea. I might go so far as increasing our punishments though. So I think escape attempts, I wish I could just type in here. I think these are going to go up to a day and a half, maybe? In fact, I think if you try to escape, I'm going to just say you get 2 hours in solitary. That seems good. Attacking another prisoner is going to go up to 12 hours. Attacking staff is going to go up to 18. Serious injury is going to go up to 24. Intoxication, I'm going to say we're going up to 4 hours. Murder is already solitary for 3 days, but I might even go so far as taking that up to 4 days. Again, just to really kind of get those punishments going. Find, you know, weapons, maybe 12 hours. Tools, I'm going to say lockdown for 8 hours. Drugs, maybe lockdown for 12 hours. And producing narcotics, I'm going to say solitary for 12 hours. And then we can just sort of match everything across the board. So all of our punishments are now just a little bit more severe. We'll see if that works. I have my doubts, but we will certainly find out. At the very least, the danger level in the prison is a little bit less than it was. My maximum security prisoners are not happy about a lack of sleep and a lack of food. But the good news is that while many of them are in lockdown here, they will hopefully get an opportunity to sleep now that holding cell is assigned to both maximum and medium security prisoners. So that might work out for us. Although by the looks of things, they're really not getting an opportunity to sleep. There's not enough. There's not enough beds. Let me dismantle that bench and let me just get another set of bunk beds in there so we can get 2 more bunk beds. We'll keep 1 bench in there. So this and this. I guess if I wanted to, I can just absolutely stack bunk beds in there. And that's going to be better than not enough beds at all. I don't like doing that. I don't like the look of it, but I think it's necessary. I think given that this entire situation is not of my own doing, I think I want to say getting some extra bunk beds in there is fine. I've also definitely noticed that it takes forever for my workers to get up here to build anything, but they usually end up showing up in like one big wave, which I think they're now starting to do, which is exactly what I want. That's obviously because they have to go so far for these deliveries, but that looks okay. We definitely have more of these guys in bed than we did before. So hopefully we'll see some of those complaints start to go away. There's definitely still not enough beds in there, so we might want to stack up some more, but that's good enough for the time being, I think. We have this little holding cell down here that I don't think we need. Yeah, we have 118 minimum security prisoners with a capacity of 120. We still have 117 medium with only a 92 capacity. We have 24 maximum with 0 on that capacity, so it's not exactly ideal. We also don't necessarily have any prisoners coming in this morning, which is a choice because we do have room for 2 minimum security prisoners. But I guess what we could do just to start trying to balance things around is let's approve you for minimum security. And I don't think I can approve the rest of you because I don't think we have the capacity. But we'll find, let's see. What did you do? Nope, absolutely not. Dangerous driving? What about you? Possession? Yeah, you can go to minimum security and that'll be all right. So that now moves 2 of them over to minimum security, which I think is great. Again, we can slowly start getting some prisoners moved around. I'm pretty sure these guys, yeah. So because they're in for murder, they're in for manslaughter, these guys are going to be here for a while. So I do think the best thing I can do, I was considering the idea that what might happen here is these guys get moved into medium security as the medium security prisoners go out. But they are more dangerous. They have been charged with more severe crimes. So realistically, I think we're kind of backed into a bit of a corner here where I think the next thing to do is going to be to build a maximum security prison, which I really wasn't expecting to have to do just yet, but apparently we're here. I'm kind of thinking this island. I think this seems like it would have enough space for a pretty decently sized maximum security facility. We do have this island as well, but I kind of feel like it should be further away from protective custody. So yeah, down here might work for that, I suppose. And we can get some interesting connections with little bridges and stuff like that. But this is good, other than the parts that aren't, like the 3 prisoners dying, some escaping, and the general mess that intake has caused. But this seems to be working. We do have enough boat docks that we don't seem to have any tailbacks. We have enough helipads that we don't seem to have any tailbacks. So this idea, I think, of moving everything down here, while it has certainly slowed construction in certain places, it's still kind of really cool when you see a bunch of boats coming in. So I like this. I think this was a good decision. We will have to sort of renovate and adjust some things here and there, but I like this a lot. And so that is going to do us for today. This has been a bit of a mess, but it's our mess, and so it's okay. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure, sort of, as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.